loves to use is denial when describing those who expose flawed global warming predictions. Bill Nye, the science guy, will call you a climate change denier, linking it linguistically to Holocaust denial. It's creepy, but not hypocritical, given that Nye is also a denier. On Bill Maher's show, when the topic of fearful Jews fleeing Europe came up, Nye scoffed at the threat and instead, get this, blamed the Jews.
Netanyahu is asking European Jews to come to Israel and
come home to Israel. That's what he said, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he is the.
But the people never been there. They grew up in whatever, in Germany or France.
It's a shame that they should have to move.
Well, they probably won't either, because it's not their home. What do you do about it? I think you get to know your neighbors. That's it. It's going to take, what does it take, a century? Something like that?
So the cure for anti-Semitism is for Jews to get to know their neighbors. Maybe bring them some matzo ball soup. In fact, it's not radical Jews storming Muslim cafes and killing customers. The science is settled. Jews are the leading target of abuse here and in Europe, and new research finds that 27% of British Muslims sympathized with the Paris gunman. Nye's pithy denial minimizes such evil. And now with a new report revealing anti-Semitism soaring on American colleges, I suppose Nye blames those Jewish students too. Perhaps they're not being friendly enough. Maybe they shouldn't wear yarmulkes. It's like a woman in a short skirt. They're just asking for it. Replace it with a little bow tie instead. And I guess Bill missed this too. A Jew abused as he walks the streets of Paris. It's like a polar bear, Mr. Nye. You can see it with your own eyes. Kind of hard to ignore that ugly climate. I'd say such dismissal of anti-Semitism is anti-Semitic, but you just deny that too. Bill Nye, the denial guy, has a nice ring to it. So, KG, why do people like Bill Nye continue to deny anti-Semitism when the science is settled?
Yeah, well, because that's what he likes to do. It's in his DNA. He's the denial guy. That is so awful what he said. I mean, why aren't they waging war on him on social media? You know, I mean, it's awful. I don't understand why people are so cruel and so horrible to Jews. I really, it's very sad to see someone walk down the street and be subjected to that kind of hate-filled rhetoric. It really bothers me. I don't like to see it against anyone. I want to say to them, who raised you?
Mm-hmm. Well, Juan, this college survey is pretty crazy. This rise in anti-Semitism. Where do you think that's coming from? Do you think that's imported? That it's just coming from somewhere else?
No. What do you mean?
Well, I don't know. I'm asking you.
Well, it's an American problem. I mean, and I think it's now exacerbated by all the kind of political divisions arising over Israel.
That's my point.
Oh, that's what you were trying to say.
Yeah, there's a lot of activist groups, pro-Palestine, anti-Israel groups on campus.
Yeah, you know what's interesting to me is that a lot of these people then adopt a language almost from the civil rights era, that, it's the oppressed people of color, and, and I'm thinking, you look back at that movement, boy, I tell you, Jewish Americans were at the forefront of standing up for rights for others.
Yeah, I know. And it's sad.
Anyway.
I'm ungrateful.
Eric, do you think that climate change could be responsible for Bill Nye's bigoted ignorance?
Oh, my God.
I'm not sure why people are even listening to Bill Nye on anything climate change or how to solve the anti-Semitism in Europe. But I will tell you that why is anti-Semitism growing here? We have a president who will not meet with Bibi Netanyahu when he comes here. He says he didn't have the time to do it. Meanwhile, and also the first place President Obama went, what was his first speech outside the United States? In Cairo, talking about opening his arms to the Muslim population of the world.
Okay, is that a bad thing?
Well, but we know that there is a certain group of Muslims who hate Jews. Now, Bibi Netanyahu, over the course of 6 years of President Obama's term, has not been very friendly with the Obama administration, right? Bibi Netanyahu supported Mitt Romney in 2012. There's a divide there, right? Am I saying anything that's not true?
No, but the first
do
we know that
not
young
the president
people,
not meeting with Netanyahu.
do we know
Netanyahu
young
didn't even tell him
people-
he was coming to
Do we
speak.
know that young people in colleges are liberal, predominantly liberal? Yes?
I don't know that.
Yeah.
I would guess, I think
They
the
are.
Academy is
Are you not
mostly
seeing
liberal.
where I'm going with this?
What?
If President Obama is anti-Israel, why wouldn't liberal young
He's not
people...
anti-Israel. The United States is not anti-Israel.
All right, Dana, it's the Jews' fault. Can't we just agree?
Well, you know, the Jews themselves are taking it upon themselves to help take care of themselves. We have a picture here from a story that ran from the AP this morning in Prague, where Jews are being taught self-defense because of this very problem. And actually, since we're talking about this, I'm going to be on Megyn Kelly's show tonight talking about where do you go from here with all this controversy about the speech. How can you help solve this, get over the speech and move forward as a country? I've got that.
All right.
How about that? I tease my own self.
You tease yourself. She teases herself. All right, somebody has to.